Greetings, entities and guardians. My name is HyperHimes, and welcome back to Kick Your Run Kingdom. So, obviously, if you've seen my previous videos, I really tried my dang hardest just to try and get plumbing. Okay, obviously I'm trying to talk about Elder Faerie Kiki, but for some reason I keep wanting to say Mercurial Knight. Now, I understand they basically released nearby each other, and they're basically both from the same update, but I don't know why I keep making that mistake. But anyway, in this video, if you've seen my previous videos, I've been trying my hardest to get Elder Faerie, and by George, we plumbing did it. We actually finally got Elder Faerie. After pain, torment, and suffering, we actually managed to get him. And, of course, where is he? He's right here working on sugar for some reason. I don't know why he's got, automatically, put there, but apparently he's just there. Which I'm actually gonna go ahead and put a... How does Space Donut do it? With effort. We'll just say with effort. Okay, so here's how these videos work. Usually whenever I talk about the new cookie that came out, or a new cookie that I just recently got, I usually do a video where it's kind of like an overview video. Basically, I go over some of their quotes and kind of talk to them because I want to be a friend to them. I talk about their story, I talk about their skill, I use them in battle, and I give you my opinion to see if they're good or not. Now, with that being said, usually, when it comes to these videos, I don't usually read comments because I try and solely focus on the cookie by himself, or herself, or themself, or itself. But still, I will at least say that if you still want to leave your questions and comments down in the comment section below, then feel free to do so. It can be a random question, a random comment, a random fact, something about me, something about the game, something entirely different. Doesn't even matter, because as long as we're having a fun time at the end of the day, and we appreciate being around each other from community to creator and creator to community, then that's what matters the most. Oh my gosh, my throat. Sheesh. I don't know what the flow just won. My throat just felt hot right there. Maybe I gotta get a drink. Hold on. There we go. So, how do you look like when I pick you up? That's okay. Okay, you gotta be real. That looks pretty elegant. He just suddenly grows up butterfly wings and just starts flying and starts elegantly floating while holding the sword in hand. Which, by the way, that sword actually looks good considering that it has the little handle on it surrounding your actual fingers, so it doesn't slip as easily. It also has a little wing at the side, which might be pretty good for a side blade, honestly. That honestly might look pretty good to attack. And also, if you pull it down, he kind of stops himself in midair for a moment, and then lands on his feet. I don't know if that's some sort of a double jump thing that he's doing. I don't know, but whatever the case is, we can also see you sit down if we wanted to, because we actually have some seats over here. If I could just find it. Where are the seats? Right there.
I am but a grain of sand in an ocean of stars.
Well, you two are going to be sitting next to each other. Honestly, I think you two can make good friends. I don't know why. But without further ado, let's go ahead and go into some of the quotes that Elder Faerie has to say, because I'm curious if I can only move. You just slashed at me. That's dangerous, my friend. You don't want to slash at the person. Why can't this scroll down? What the heck? Alright, there. Alright. I want to see some of the quotes you say, and also maybe experience some of your animations.
I must not leave the silver tree for long.
Yeah, we obviously know what happens after that, because if you do, the beasts are going to get yanked out. But don't worry, now you have White Lily Cookie, and she's going to take care of everything, right? White Lily's going to take care of everything, right? Elder Faerie, you're not letting us down, right? Elder Faerie? That doesn't give me any confidence at all. Just huh.
Ah, 'tis a peaceful land.
You know, I'm actually glad that you actually admire the land and say that it's peaceful. I mean, we still got some stuff to do over here, which I should probably plop down some pleb right here just to start working on it, because I want to make this area a little bit more wide. And yeah, I want to go ahead and try and expand the city just a little bit more. Maybe I can add something interesting over here. But I also got to upgrade the Cookie Castle, get rid of all this stuff, which that is so much stuff. But anyway, oh, you're running. Hey, what are you doing? You're running with a sword straight ahead. That just wanted to mention that his sword was pointed straight forward.
Who are you?
Do I need to go through the whole entire intro phase again? I mean, you can just call me HyperHimes or Hyper or Pleb. You can call me HyperPleb. You can call me whatever you want. Just don't call me a liar, because that's something I will guarantee you I'm not, unless if I'm holding a bad joke.
Merry laughter dwells in this land. It reminds me of our songs.
Did you just respond to me because I'm just don't because I mentioned something about jokes and stuff, and now you're mentioning merry laughter, but reminding me of your songs. Is laughter involved in your songs? Yeah, I gotta be honest. Where the plum was this Elder Faerie? During the story. I understand that they were a lot more serious, but am I the only one who thinks that this Elder Faerie that we have right now seems a lot more well, outgoing. I think that's the best word I can describe. Like, Elder Faerie in the story was, like, trying to act like as some, like, sensei elder person. Like a master. This one just kind of feels like, oh, I'm a warrior and I do what I want, but for fun. That just sounds like me.
The very place White Lily Cookie wanted to protect.
Do you mean your kingdom, or this place? Because, like, you didn't really make any mention to it. Unless if you talked about the Silver Tree earlier, then I guess that also makes sense.
White Lily Cookie.
I mean, White Lily Cookie, she should be nearby, right? She's probably working. Honestly, for all I know, she's probably working on something or just walking around. I don't know if you want to see White Lily Cookie. Is this? No, that's pure vanilla. But White Lily Cookie has to be around here somewhere. I don't know if you'll have any special interactions with her, but she's around. She's just probably vibing out in like one of the parts of the kingdom. Maybe the here. Oh, she's obviously in the garden. Oh, that makes sense. I don't know if you want to talk to her, but I'll bring her close to you. Maybe have like some special interaction between you two. White Lily's just cleaning his coat. I guarantee you she's playing like a game of peekaboo with him right now. And now they step in front of each other. And no, she's just running. You all want to speak? You have like any sort of special interaction? Honestly, I thought you would, but it doesn't seem like it as far as my knowledge goes. You just kind of, you're just around each other. White Lily, what the blub are you doing? Are you like sniffing his hair? Okay.
Who are you?
I already explained it.
The very place, I have not heard of this kingdom before.
Yeah, it's definitely not your Hollyberry Kingdom or your Dark Cacao Kingdom. This is literally just the we don't even have kingdom or name. It's called I guess you can call it the Hypenese Kingdom, but I like to call it the Pleb Dynasty just because I think it just rings better in my opinion.
Who are you?
I've already explained it.
Who are you?
I've already said it.
I have not heard of this kingdom before.
I've already explained why.
The very place White Lily Cookie wanted to protect.
Don't worry, Granddad. We'll help your Alzheimer's soon.
I have not heard.
Is that really it? There should be more quotes.
You have my attention.
Okay, well, now I have your attention.
Merry laughter I must not leave. You have my attention.
Like, I swear, there's like, you know the term pep in his step? There's like pep in his voice in comparison to how he acts in a story.
You have my White Lily. You have my. Who are you?
I really think that's
I must
it.
Not the very place.
Which, of course, if you're wondering, he does have more quotes in his little menu screen.
'Tis a peaceful land.
I didn't even tap him that time, so I guess we can move on to that if you have really nothing else to say.
For the good of Cookie kind.
I mean, sounds about right. It makes sense, because, you don't want to go goof up the entirety of Cookie kind with the beasties. And, oh, I just made a realization now. Only just because I looked at the icon of the skill. Does the skill have anything to do with, like, using the giant sword during the beasties levels? If that's the case, that's actually pretty unique.
For the good of guarding the tree is my sole purpose.
Well, I mean, it used to be. And then you just faded off. Like, this is, I explained this in the video before. I'm pretty sure these characters, even though Elder Faerie Cookie is dead and living on the spirit of White Lily Cookie, I'm pretty sure this is, like, Elder Faerie in his prime, if that makes sense. I don't know, that's the best way I could describe him.
My own fate holds no secrets from me.
So you knew when you were gonna die. Great, that's good to know.
Guarding the tree, my life for my mission.
My life for my mission. So basically you're saying you'd give your life just to see the outcome of your mission. I'm pretty sure that's what you're trying to say. And if that's what you're trying to say, then man, you have a lot of pride on you, and I'm proud of you.
The fate of the entire Cookie world is at stake.
Well, obviously, but also the fate of the game is at stake, because we're probably gonna need to... We're gonna need a few more updates just to see the other beast cookies. We only saw 1 out of 5. So, just give us a few more updates. It'll all be... Well, I'll be okay for them, probably not for you.
Guarding the tree. Not all secrets should be brought to light.
Okay, well, I get that, but I think people will be mad if they don't see the other virtue beast cookies. People will be upset, I guarantee you. By the way, I should probably ask a common question of the day right now, because it's around 9 minutes, and then after this, maybe I'll see if you have any other quotes. I'll read up on your story, I'll read up on your skill, and I'll go ahead and test you out in battle and see how you work. So for a common question of the day, it's going to be pretty obvious. What is your opinion on Elder Faerie Cookie? Because for some reason, I don't know why, but this Elder Faerie Cookie and the Elder Faerie Cookie in the story, they just really feel like two different people. This one feels like a lot more lively, and the one in the story feels like a lot more like a wise sensei. Now, of course, I'm pretty sure this is because the Elder Faerie Cookie we're looking at right now is from, like, he's more younger, if that makes sense. So I guess that can explain it a little bit. But I guess that could be the key definition, because like when you grow older, you're not really fit to fight anymore. So that's why he just put on the robes and didn't want to have the armor on instead, and wield the giant sword. But I don't know, I feel like this personality I actually prefer other than the wise one, because to be fair, they do just spark me as like, you know, wise sensei. And I know I keep saying that, but I have no idea what else to compare him to. They're just like someone who would teach you how to do everything and just kind of help you out with it. And yeah, honestly, also for a voice actor, pretty nice, honestly. It's like smooth and elegant, but also does have its like tones of playing, how do I say this? The tone of their voice, whenever it changes, it actually kind of heavily affects how their character works. I know that doesn't make any sense, but I mean like when they speak in a certain way, you can tell. And even if it's just by a single, like, slight amount, you can still tell, like, if he's acting a little bit goofy, if he's acting a little bit serious, acting a little bit, like, you know, I've already said goofy. A little bit sorrow, stuff like that. But, anyway, be sure to tell me down in the comments below. I don't know if you have any other quotes.
Not all secret. I shall uphold my duty to stop evil's clutches.
And by evil, I obviously know you mean Dark Enchantress Cookie, and also by that, I guess the Beast Cookies, but then again, I think it's Dark Enchantress Cookie who's pulling that off. With also along that, you can't forget about the Megado, so there's a lot of evil holding up in your clutches, and that didn't make any sense. Let's read up on your story, shall we? It says, for Elder Faerie Cookie's story, somewhere in Beast Yeast, hidden behind a shimmering veil, stands the Faerie Kingdom. A kingdom that began with but one cookie. Elder Faerie Cookie has walked this earthbread for eons, standing at the very core of countless cycles of birth and destruction that have shaped this world. Only hushed whispers of his origins are passed down as legends. His sole purpose is to contain the ancient and the malevolent forces that threaten to escape at any moment. His will and power are imbued with the soul. What? His will and power are imbued within the seal, a vital source of life for the silver tree to grow. Little do cookies know that the age of peace and prosperity they enjoy is owed to Elder Faerie Cookie's tireless effort, but the stern monarch's adamant will remain unbothered, for it has been ages since he embraced the historic path of the Guardian of the Seal. Man, that's really great to know, especially talking about, like, the cycle of birth and destruction, knowing that after the story, he's basically dead. I wish he would come back. Why, Elder Faerie, come home. Anyway, with that being said, pretty unique. I even read out, like, you know, he's been standing at the very core of countless cycles of birth and destruction, so, like, can he technically come back to life? Because, like, I guess it also makes sense, because I think, doesn't, like, a cycle of birth and destruction also make sense with, like, butterflies? I think I'm also thinking of the Mandela effect or something like that. You know, whatever the term, it's like when you step into another timeline and, like, if you kill a butterfly or something, then, like, that whole entire thing changes and it might lead to, like, apocalypse events? I don't know. It's just something weird that I remember, but I don't remember. But I remember it fuzzy. That's what I'm trying to say. But you also have the skill called Guardian's Valor, which says, Elder Faerie Cookie strikes down with his sword containing prism energy to deal damage, taunt enemies, and purify debuffs on himself. Upon using a skill, the energy in the sword causes an explosion, dealing more damage, applying injury, and reducing the amount of healing enemies receive. He shields his allies with an HP shield proportional to his allies' Cookie's max HP, and the shield capacity increases with more buffs applied on Elder Faerie Cookie. Elder Faerie Cookie grants a prism shard and applies a damage resist buff to himself, White Lily Cookie, and a Cookie with the highest attack, or 2 cookies with the highest attack if White Lily Cookie is not on the team. If Elder Faerie Cookie has the Biscuit HP upgrade, he can apply Prism Shards to more allies using a Prism Shard. A Prism Shard charge will heal the target's HP for a certain number or a certain amount of time. Unlike other cookies, White Lily Cookie will gain 2 Prism Shards. Elder Faerie's damage resist will increase when affected by a debuff. While Elder Faerie Cookie is using a skill, he will briefly become resistant to interrupting effects. So with my stuttering aside, I probably most likely didn't understand any of that, and I'm certain that you didn't understand any of that too. But just to kind of skim through it real quick, he has Prism Energy that deals damage, and he also has Purified debuffs that apply to him. Like, basically they clear up all the debuffs. He can taunt enemies, deal damage with his sword, sword, and whenever you use the skill, it causes a big explosion, which causes a bunch of damage, applies an injury debuff, and also reduces the amount of healing enemies can share, so it basically really whittles them down. He can also give an HP shield to his ally cookies, depending on their max HP, and also the shield capacity increases if they got more buffs. So if you have something like Snapdragon and Parfait, or Parfait, then that shield can really help you way more, basically. And they also grant a Prism Shard to apply a damage resistant to himself, or White Lily Cookie and another highest attack cookie, or 2 highest attacking cookies. So maybe having White Lily Cookie is really viable to have on the team. I guess it depends, but I mean, it doesn't matter because they'll still be applied to the 2 highest attacking ones, which honestly the Prism Shards might be pretty useful for all we know. But also, there's even an extra buff where if Elder Fairy has the Beast-Kit HP upgrade, then he can apply Prism Shards to more allies, which, honestly, I feel like there's a lot of customization that you can do with this team. Like, you can swap out White Lily, you can have the 2 highest attackers, you can make sure that you have buffers on your team to make the shield more probable, and also you can give him the HP upgrade for the Beast-Kit, and it does actually seem pretty nice that they're actually utilizing the Beast-Kit to give him a interesting upgrade, so like you don't have to like ignore the Beast-Kit anymore. Like, it's kind of necessary to try and give him a good Beast-Kit so that his skill can actually improve. Like, I don't know why, but I think that's actually unique, because, you know, it makes it so that Beast-Kits don't feel useless, because now you can actually apply them to a cookie, and instead of just a normal buff, it actually gives them an additional effect for the skill. I don't know if that's just me, like, being super enthusiastic about it, but I think that's kind of nice to see. Anyway, let's go ahead and test you out in a level, which I think I usually do 420. I would usually do it in normal, so I would do that. I see you there, Roll Cake. I'm going to quickly swap. Am I squeaking? Why does it sound like I'm squeaking in my mouth? Because I definitely heard that. Let's get you down here. I think you're kind of higher up. Well, you could be lower because you're just a defender. I guess it depends. Oh, I didn't upgrade you. I didn't upgrade you. Oh, well, we'll do that right now. You're at the very bottom, right? Yeah. Since somehow Angel Cookie is still lower than you. How?
Our enemies deserve no mercy.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, they're enemies, so we gotta defeat them anyway.
Lead me.
I got you, man.
For Earthbread.
True. And I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade you right here.
For my mission.
Right now. Let's get you a few of these.
I have a duty to fulfill.
I'm sure you do. Obviously, it's protecting the tree.
My mission weighs heavily on my shoulders.
Right, that makes sense.
The seal is more powerful than ever.
Well, I was gonna say, like, didn't it break in the story because it was, like, getting weaker because White Lily Cookie wasn't there? But this is past you, I forgot. And also, I just upgraded you, so it makes sense. You control it.
My will is adamant.
Well, it's adamant and it's made out of dough.
I can feel the power surging through me.
See, that's that enthusiasm I'm talking about. This is like a way different Elder Fairy Cookie than the Elder Fairy that we see in the story. And I don't know why, but I really like that attitude that he's got. Eat more.
My mission weighs heavily on my shoulders.
Well, obviously, because you helped the tree.
I have a duty to fulfill.
Okay, I think I may be wasting them right now. Actually, no, one more level.
I can feel the power surging through me.
Honestly, normally on any circumstance, I'd be like, oh, okay, well, we'll just get you to like level 30. I'm getting you to level 60. Just because I think it'll be really good.
You will be safe by my side.
Well, I know I'm going to be way safer by your side, considering I just used all that on you. And considering I'm going to crack this all on you, you're probably going to be at maybe 100,000 power by the end of this. I am not even joking. Let's see it. You are at 90,000 power. Okay. Alright. Sure. Why not? I will take it. That's great. Alright. So now, let's go ahead. In fact, can I just, like... Can I swap it easily? Will this make more sense? Now, if we go down here, 420 dark mode. Give it a gander. Yeah, 50,000. You know what? Let's test it out on a dark mode level. Let's go ahead and see how you work in this. And I'm kind of excited. I know you probably won't do much damage because you're just a defender. But honestly, it seems like your explosions may do pretty good work. Okay, good slash right there. Just slashes the sword proudly. And next wave.
Stand back, spawns of evil.
Oh. Just straight up slashes down and opens a portal that destroys them all. Okay, that's actually really cool. And they call them actual, like, forces of evil, which actually, I think it's really cool. And we'll just do this real quick.
Stand back, spawns of evil.
Spawns of evil. Which, I don't know why, but that's just cool. Just summoning that by striking the shield is just goated. And also, they got those prism shards around them? What? I just saw that.
Stand back, spawns of evil.
And they just get obliterated. Which we see taunt, prism shard, damage down, and prism shard target. So they get targeted by prism shards?
Stand back,
I don't know what exactly that means, but whatever it is, it's working. Maybe it's like, oh yeah, it's probably extra damaging things. I don't know.
The world has become safer. For the time being.
I was about to say that. I was about to finish your sentence going like, well, there's still a lot, that was only one level. And then he's just like, for the time being. I'm just like, man, you really like to steal my thunder, don't you? You've overestimated my expectations. Okay, so, by the way, as like a final thing that I'll mention, I don't know how useful he will be, because like the thing is, seems like he's really good. Especially if you combine him with like White Lily Kiki and like attackers just to boost up their shield, and also a bunch of supporters. So I feel like you should try and run that, like him at the front with like White Lily and a good attacker, and then maybe it's like a healer and a supporter, just because you need a good amount of buffs to make sure that the shield also gets extra buffed, so you don't get hit as often. Which you will still get hit, but like you'll be able to tank it more. That's what I'm trying to say. But also at the same time, I don't know if he'll technically be a better defender than Crimson Coral. Maybe he might be. I'm not sure, but I really do feel like he has some potential with him that, like, I feel like could be pretty useful, especially for, like, big waves of enemies that just need, like, an instant clear out, and also trying to be able to hold out for a bunch of, like, waves of enemies. I'm pretty sure. But with that being said, I think we're going to end the video right here. I'm not a master when it comes to this, so take my explanations about the Kiki with a grain of salt. I'm not the best when it comes to this. I kind of explained it from a Let's Player standpoint, if that makes sense. But with that being said, if you enjoy the video, then please be sure to leave a like on it, and also share the video with your friends if you enjoy my Kick Your Run content, and if you enjoy my content in general, then why not subscribe, and also hit the bell icon and be notified of whatever I do in the future. Also, down below in the description, you'll see links to all my social media, including a Twitter post where if it gets 10,000 likes, I get the Kick Your Run YouTube set for absolutely free, a link to my Discord server called the Hypenese Hub, a link to my plumbing merchandise where you can buy stuff to represent the channel, and lastly, a link to my Ko-fi, where for just $1 a month, you can see exclusive content that you wouldn't normally see in this normal YouTube channel. But above all else, I will see you entities and guardians in the next video. Hail the Hypenese.